tuning in from my beloved cave right now, and I'm tuning in from my 72nd day of juice fasting. That's right. I've been fasting for 72 days, and I'm pretty amazed that I've been fasting for as long as I have been. And so I just wanted to honor the moment and share a little bit about it because it's been such an epically extraordinary experience. Hmm. And I thought that I was going to be done fasting at day 70. I thought I was going to be done fasting at day 60. I thought I was going to be done fasting at day 40. And I thought I was going to be done fasting at day 28, even. But every time I came to those thresholds, there was absolutely no desire to stop the momentum of what has been an absolutely tremendous experience in this fasting state. And something to know is that I've done this before. This is not new territory necessarily for me. I've been navigating juice journeys for 12, 13 years. So I've tons of experience with fasting in general. And in my earlier years, when I was beginning to really explore the realm of potential with fasting, I would fast for as long as 90 days. 120 days is the longest I've ever gone in one go, meaning no food. I'm not eating food for this length of time. And it's only liquids. There's no fiber. I'm not drinking smoothies or anything like that. It's purely juice, spring water, coconut water, herbal infusions with nettles and oat straw, and fresh ginger tea and miso broth. You know, being in the desert too, I live full time in the desert. In those earlier years, I'd be fasting for as long as I did during the summertime because during the summer it just felt easy to be in that lighter kind of state in a time where you don't really want to eat heavy food at all, and you want to, be hydrated. And so there, it's just kind of this natural way I came to be of taking these long juice journeys during the desert summers. That being said, I have not been called to fast as long as that in such a long time. It's been like a decade or something since I've fasted as long as this. I have done long fasts. Last year I did a 40-day fast, and I'll do things like that here and there, but customarily I am fasting 2 times a year for at least 2 weeks at a time, and that will always happen during the spring and the fall. And it's just those are the perfect timings to really recalibrate the body, to come back into balance and to clear stagnation, clear things that have accumulated in the past seasons, and start the new season anew. And so this was meant to be my spring cleanse, and I had a lot of intentions coming into this journey. I've been moving through such an accelerated portal of transformation since winter solstice, honestly. And there's been such a charge in energy that is taking me into new territory. And I've done a lot of inner work, so much inner work over the last 6 months. And there's so much releasing that has been taking place. And there's, something very powerful about fasting that accelerates the releasing process. And I just felt called to go into this state to help move the energy all the more, to really clear any lingering resistances or blocks that I was experiencing, and really moving myself into the next levels of where I know I'm being called to go and where I can see I'm being directed. And I knew that fasting would support this, and it has. And so I've just been riding this extraordinary wave of energy with this fast, and that's why I've continued as long as I have, because it seems the longer it goes, the greater the inspiration comes in, the stronger I feel. And I honestly feel invincible on some level. I have created so much during this time frame, the last 70 days. It's extraordinary. I can't even believe all the things that have come through me. And, there's so much time and energy that's freed up when you're fasting because there's so much time and energy that goes into eating food, into digesting food. So you remove that, and, there's like so much spaciousness in your days. And there's also so much focused energy. My mind is so clear and so focused, so I can really dive deep into whatever it is that I'm working on. And it's been such a deeply rewarding experience, a time like no other. And I really feel myself being catapulted into a whole different reality. And it's not just how I feel, because at this point, I'm starting to see an external reality transformation taking place. The kinds of things that I've been calling in a long time are coming to fruition. And in this state of fasting, there's this extraordinary acceleration of releasing taking place. And with that, with all that's released, it creates new space within. And so there's extraordinary spaciousness in me that I couldn't access otherwise. And there's this ability to really expand in a next level kind of way. And so it's this experience of really expanding into new territory energetically that's directly having an impact on my external reality. I know anytime I mention this to anyone in my life, there's so many questions and concerns that come up, and this sense of like, oh my goodness, you need to eat, or, are you going to be okay? And I appreciate all that, but it's something that I am very familiar with, and I wouldn't have gone this long if I didn't feel so good. I feel so physically strong, and it's an interesting journey, the fasting journey, because there are different cycles of energy that move through, and I feel like it's more earlier on in the earlier part of the fast that you cycle through these periods of very low energy and you need a lot of rest. The body is going through deep release, deep detox, and adjusting to this different state. And so it's normal to have these periods where energy is low and I do need to rest and all of that. And there is a sense of weakness here and there. But I have honestly cleared beyond those cycles and I don't experience them anymore. And my body physically feels so physically strong. I'm active every single day. I'm doing hearty yoga asana practices every day. I'm taking, good hearty rigorous walks and scaling boulders every day. And so physically, I feel amazing. I feel amazing. And and I'm definitely very, very thin, and I'm thinner than I would like to look, but it's just part of what it is, and I accept it. But it's also once you start eating food that the weight just comes right back. So I know there's nothing to be concerned in that regard. When the body is not digesting food, so much energy is freed up, so much energy. And so i'm I'm harnessing all of this incredible extraordinary energy and seeing how it's completely impacting my external reality. There's more amazing things going on in my life than I even have time to share about. It's wild, it's amazing. And I'm just so grateful that I am able to do this because it's not necessarily something that most people can do. And I recognize that, I honor that. And for whatever reason, I'm built for it. I can do this and I can thrive in this capacity. And I'm receiving so many gifts as a result of all of this. I'm consistently waking up every morning at 4 o'clock. And it's just easy. I naturally wake up at that time. There's no resistance. I feel ready to go. I feel ready to start the day. There's so much I want to do and experience. And it's such a beautiful feeling. That alone, I love it so much. And mentally, there's so much clarity, there's so much focus, and so much presence. And more than anything, there is so much peace that I feel. And it's that peace that really keeps me going, honestly, more than anything else. To navigate daily life from this anchor of peace is such a gift. I've had some experiences come up along the way throughout the duration of this fast, having some challenging dynamics with people. And I've been truly amazed at one experience in particular where I was really having to field some serious negativity. And I really held my own in that circumstance and I stood in my strength. And yet I was so aware of how I was standing on this foundation of peace. Even though there was this kind of extreme external experience unfolding before me, I was completely aware of how peaceful I felt as I was standing my ground in this situation. It was extraordinary. And this is the most ideal place to be, and I just feel, this peace and this bliss that is coursing through me, this lightness of being and this love that just radiates from me in this state continuously. I feel like I'm getting to experience the way that we should just be experiencing life all the time. It's a beautiful thing to be radiating. There's so much joy, and there's so much joy in creation process. And so why would I put an end to something that is fueling my creative energy, that is fueling my joy, that is fueling my bliss, that is fueling my peace? The most simple way to describe how I feel after 72 days of fasting is alive. I feel so alive. I feel so connected. I feel so much joy. I feel so much appreciation and gratitude and reverence for this life, for this place, for this world, for everyone and everything, with all the perceived imperfections of this of this reality, and with all the challenges and the things that we struggle with individually and collectively and on the planet. I'm fully aware of all of it. And at the same time, in this state, it's so easy to access higher perspective and knowing. There's this ability to really access trust that is quite profound. And the knowing that everything is not only going to just be okay, but that everything is truly amazing. This is an amazing reality we are in. It is such a gift to be here. And there's nothing that we can't do. Everything is possible when we believe in ourselves and really surrender to our truth and surrender to the guidance of the heart. And it really is, at the end of the day, my heart that is guiding this particular process with this fast. And I just continue to listen. And in this fast, I offer myself as a vessel to be filled. I offer myself to the earth, to the divine, to spirit. I offer myself to love, and asking that in return I only be filled with wisdom, with joy, with peace, and with love, so that I may share these gifts with others, so that I may be overflowing with these gifts, so that I may radiate all of this beauty from my heart. And I truly believe that the work that we do for ourselves becomes a direct blessing for everyone around us, for everything around us, and for the whole world. And the thing is, I feel extremely grounded. And that's something that might be hard to even believe is true after not eating food or proteins or fats for 72 days. But the longer I go, the more grounded in I feel in my body and in my spirit, in my mind and in my heart. I don't feel lightheaded. I don't feel out of it. I don't even feel like I'm in any kind of altered state, which I was feeling more in the beginning as my body was adjusting to it. But there just came a point where this fasting state just became normal. And I wouldn't be continuing this long if I was feeling weak or if I was feeling ungrounded or if I felt like I was lightheaded all the time. I feel so strong and so connected with my truth and with my power and with peace that I honestly feel invincible. It truly feels like everything is possible.